Okay, so today I'm going to be ranking the group dances on season 3 of Dancemoms. So starting out strong at number 1, I have Living with the Ribbon. This has always been one of my favorite group dances that they've done, and it's definitely in my top 10. And so I love the costuming for this one. I love the choreography. Brooke was the lead, and she does an exceptional job. And then this is the part where they make the ribbon because it's about cancer. And so yeah, I've just always loved this one, and everyone's looking back at this one a little bit more fondly, and people are kind of tying the parallels between Brooke being the lead and Kelly having breast cancer and all that stuff. And I hope that she gets through that because that has to be really tough. But I mean, this dance really checks off all the boxes that I could ask for. They all have their parts, they do it well, they dance together well as a group. So I think that this is one of Abby's finest pieces to date. The thing that's a shame about this is this was the same episode that Maddie and Chloe had the same solo, so it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. But I just think that this is a great dance, loved it for a long time, and easily my number 1. Number 2, I got Rosa Parks. Nia was a lead for this one, absolutely killed it. I love the costuming, I like the choreography, and just, yeah, very symbolic of the civil rights movement, especially that point where Nia goes down and then Maddie walks all over her back, and just, it was very well thought out in terms of the choreography and the sequencing and all that stuff. And then Brooke forgets her part at the end, but it works because it looks like she's mad that Nia's sitting in that seat, which kind of ties in. So yeah, I think that this was an excellent dance. And there was that whole controversy with Abby saying that Nia wasn't already locked into play Rosa Parks and the whole Jill thing of it all, which is a funny storyline for it, but the dance itself I always thought was really good. At number 3, I got Gold Digga. So this is the one that Rochelle Rack came in and choreographed, and I just think that this is a really entertaining dance. It was a kind of a jazzier piece, and so I thought it was cool just in terms of the styling. I liked her choreography. I thought that it worked well. I liked the costuming, and Paige kind of gets to be the lead in the dance, which I like. I like whenever other choreographers came in and then they kind of switched up the status quo, you know, because we got so used to seeing certain things. And so I just really enjoyed this dance overall. I thought they did an excellent job with it. And the fact that Abby basically said this was a jab towards Melissa is kind of hilarious, but I mean, they ate, so I had to have it high up there. At number 4, I got Your Dream Will Be My Dream. So they had Nick in this one again, and I just thought that this was an excellent piece overall. I like the execution of the choreography. I like the costuming. Obviously, Nick was fabulous in this. And yeah, definitely an underrated dance for the season. People kind of don't talk about it enough, and I don't think that there's a full version out there. If it is, then let me know because I'd love to see the full thing. But yeah, just a breathtaking dance, so I decided to have it at number 4. At number 5, I got Open Waters, and so it's a shame that Brooke and Paige weren't in this one because I think that they would have done great, especially Brooke on the prop because she said she had a lot of cool floor work planned for her. But I mean, overall, I think that this is an excellent piece. I love the costuming, the music is really pretty, great choreography on here, and I really like the ending turn sequence by Maddie, Chloe, and Kendall, and yeah, it was just a really breathtaking piece, so I have to have it in my top 5. At number 6, I got On the Verge. So the concept of it was interesting. I think it's kind of just about being on the verge of a breakdown or just something like that, and so I just rewatched this one, but the music was super pretty. I liked the choreography, and they had like special parts in here, which I think that they all did super well, and so I think it's one of Abby's like more unique concepts and one of her more interesting ones, and a group dance that I actually feel is quite underrated by them. And at the ending, Chloe has a part where she literally screams at the end, and then they muted it, so I hope that someone has the full performance of it because I'd like to see the full thing, but it was a really great dance, so I had to have it up there. At number 7, I have Black and Blue. So this was a dance about domestic violence, which is a very touchy subject, and I think that Abby really portrayed it well. Maddie was the lead, and she did an excellent job in the blue costume. I like the choreography for it, and just what an excellent piece that they had put together. At number 8, I have Don't Ask, Just Tell. So this was basically Abby showing her support to the gay community and everything, because the military has a thing of don't ask, don't tell, but you know, she's saying just tell, like be proud in who you are and stuff like that. So that's the concept of the dance. And so whenever I rewatched this before I watched the show again, I was like, you know what, it's kind of mid. But whenever I rewatched this episode, the camouflage maneuver as an episode, which I think is one of their best episodes, I said this before, it's one of my favorites, I was like, you know what, this is actually camp, it's fun. You know, Maddie always dances larger than life. I like Brooke at the beginning with that back tuck or whatever she was doing, like the way to start off the dance. You can tell that they were having fun with it. I like the costumes, loved the episode. So I was like, you know what, this is actually entertaining. I decided to have it high up. At number 9, I got Country Cuties. And so, yeah, I think that this was just a good one to watch. I liked the costuming for it. The music was good for what it was. I think that they did a decent job. I mean, Mackenzie did fall at one point, but it didn't necessarily ruin the routine. I thought it was age appropriate. I thought it was a good dance. Rounding out my top 10, I decided to put Arabian Nights. So this is the one that Abby was arguing with Christy about and the whole standing back tuck thing and whatever. It's not their best in terms of the execution. It's kind of sloppy, but I mean, I like the costuming. I like the routine for what it was. So I was like, you know what? It's good for my top 10. At 11, I got Runaways, also known as Children with Guns. So the version on the show, they actually take out the whole music, and so it really takes away from the effect of the dance. So definitely go search up like Dancemoms, Children with Guns, so you can see what the dance actually is about, because it's basically about school shootings and stuff like that. Very heavy subject. I get why they did that, but this is a really good dance. It's a really good dance, and unfortunately, it sucks that it's become such a common occurrence for school shootings and stuff like that. And I think she was trying to bring awareness to it and the effect that it has on us with things like Sandy Hook and whatnot. So it's a heavy dance, but you know, I thought they did well with it. I like the costuming. At 12, I got Bad Girls. So this is a sassy jazz routine. So it's Kendall, Chloe, Nia, and Maddie. Paige, I think, was focusing on her solo for that week. Mackenzie wasn't in it. And then I think this is whenever Brooke was dancing with the senior company. But this is actually one of the dances that I forgot about until I watched the show. I was like, whoa, that happened. But I thought that this was an entertaining dance. I feel like they don't really do jazz a lot. They do a lot of pretty lyrical, which most of the time I enjoy. So it was a nice change of pace. I like the costumes. I feel like they all danced well with it. So an underrated piece for sure. At 13, I have Pink Lemonade. So this is the infamous dance whenever Chloe drops her hat. And Abby was so dramatic about it because it didn't ruin the dance. And it's a shame that it kind of cast that negative light on it, because it's a really good dance. It really is. I like the music for it. I like the costuming. I thought it was a pretty dance. I thought that they did well with it. Abby was just so over dramatic on it, but I liked it a lot. At number 14, I got Angels and Demons. So this is the one where Allie was the lead in the group dance. She was the angel and the rest of them were demons. And I thought that this was actually a decent dance overall. I enjoyed it. Probably an underrated one from the season. At number 15, I have Just Be. I'm sure I'll get crucified in the comments for having this solo, because I know that this one tends to be a fan favorite. But hey, it's my list. And Gianna choreographed this one. This is one of the weeks that Abby wasn't there. And so this is their typical pretty lyrical pieces, which, you know, we've come to know and love for them. You know, the music kind of bores me a little bit, I'll be honest with you, but I thought that they did an excellent job with this one. It's a pretty dance. I get why people go up for it. Do I think it's a little bit overrated? Yes, but I can't deny how well they did with the dance and Gianna's choreography, so I have it at 15. At 16, I have The Voyage Home, and so they actually did well with this dance, and I think Maddie and Chloe in particular really stood out in this one. I wish that we had the full dance so I could see the entire thing, because they don't really show a whole lot of it, but I like what we saw a whole lot. That's why I have it here. And then this one has Holly's iconic quote whenever she's like, I'm listening to Abby's definition of immigration and I'm confused. How on earth can you immigrate home? And she ate. So yeah, I think this was a really good dance actually. At number 17, I have Sugar Baby. So this is the one that they did at the recital. I think it's good for what it is. I think it has entertainment value. I've decided to place it here. At 18, I have Beautiful Day. So this is the one that they did after Abby's dog died and Jill was like, we should change the music. And so I get why Abby would feel a way about this, because it's like her dog just died and this whole song is talking about it's a beautiful day. How's it a beautiful day when her dog's dead? I don't really get it. I don't with the music. I don't get why they changed it, you know, and they improv for this one. So I think it's good for what it is for them changing it. At 19, I have Money is the Root of All Evil. So this one was honestly really forgettable to me. There's some dances that I forget about until I rewatch the show again or I see someone post about it. I'm like, oh, that one actually happened, which is a shame because the costumes are really cool and they even incorporate money into this. And it's not half bad of a dance. It just doesn't really stick out to me, you know? And so that's the whole thing with this dance. And this one kind of reminds me of the Red with Envy dance that they did in season 4. At 20, I have the mall performance. I debated even including this one because Abby didn't really choreograph it, but I mean, the original girls and Kendall were in it, so I was like, why not? It's not that bad for them just like throwing it together and stuff. It's good for what it is. I have it at 20. At number 21, I got Red Carpet Special, so Sophia was in this one. It was so hard to get a good frame of this one, so, you know, I apologize for that. But, I mean, it was kind of a hot mess, you know, Mackenzie tried to roll up the red carpet at the beginning and then it didn't work. I don't really blame her for that, even though Abby didn't. Her saying she'll never forgive Mackenzie for that is ridiculous, but I digress. But, yeah, I thought it had entertainment value to it. I thought that Sophia did a great job with it, and so it's not outstanding, it's not horrible, it's just kind of right here at the bottom, but you know, I don't mind it too much. At 22, I got Return to Grace. I'm pretty sure that this is the one about reincarnation, and I don't think that that's something that you would get unless you knew going in. I mean, it's good for what it is. Another kind of forgettable number for me, so I have it right here. At 23, I have Avalanche, and so this one, just kind of forgettable to me, honestly. They did something similar with this one in season 7. It was called The Thinner the Air, the Harder to Breathe, I'm pretty sure. I think I like the way that she went about that concept more than this. It's just kind of there to me. 24, I got Free the People, so this was basically just supposed to be about politics and voting, and yeah, I basically just think that this one was a hot mess. You know, Asia had the flag and then Paige accidentally picked up the flag wrong, so that was the whole thing. Not the biggest fan of that dance, but we did get the iconic Kendall, you're chasing her. So at least we got something good out of this dance. At 25, I got Brat Pack. I think that it was an entertaining watch. I think that it's good for what it is. At 26, I got Christmas Morning. So this is a piece that they did at the reunion. I like it. Not one that's particularly memorable because it was a reunion piece, but it's not half bad. At 27, I got Gone Too Soon. So this was basically just about celebrities who were gone too soon and have passed away. And so I just feel like the execution of the choreography was really sloppy, you know, not one of their best performances. And the costuming just looks really cheap. You can't even tell who half of them are supposed to be portraying. Like, Nia's supposed to be Whitney Houston. Whatever wig that they gave her or however they did her hair, it just didn't work. And so, yeah, I think that they won with this one. I don't know how. At number 28, I got Hear No Evil. So this is the dance that they did without Maddie because Abby was like, you guys depend on her too much. And so Maddie was actually like helping her with it and being her assistant on it. And so I just feel like with the buildup of what this dance was supposed to be, a dance without Maddie, it was just kind of underwhelming in terms of the choreography. I absolutely hate the music. The costumes look cheap. It just kind of feels like Abby was setting them up to lose and being like, oh, you guys only win because of Maddie, and then they won without Maddie, and then, you know, she wasn't happy about that, so of course she makes up some excuse. So yeah, it was just underwhelming for what it was supposed to be. At 29, at the bottom, I got Home Again. I said this recently in my Nationals group dances video, and I'm sure my season 3 video. I do not go for this dance. I think it's so overrated. I don't get the hype. You know, this was supposed to be the one about Hurricane Katrina and stuff. I hate the music, and I think that's half the reason why I hate this dance. I think that the choreography was underwhelming. The only thing that I can give them is the costumes. But yeah, I just really don't like this dance, and so I put it at the bottom. Might be a little bit harsh because objectively they had a better performance in this than a lot of the ones that I had above it in this bottom tier in the video. But I just don't really go for the dance, so I decided to put it at the bottom. I will say that obviously the Why Not Me group dance was excellent. Kevin will burn. I will definitely say that. I like the dance, and I feel like Brooke did a great job. This was her dancing with a senior company, so definitely advanced choreography, advanced partner work, and I think that she did it well. This is probably one of the best group dances this season, and if I actually included it on my list, I would have it high. The reason why it's not on my list is because it wasn't all the original girls in Kendall, and so that's kind of the format that I tried to have with this list, which is why it's not included, but it's a great dance. I didn't forget about it. So that's going to be my list. Hopefully I didn't forget any of the dances. I tried to be really thorough with it, and yeah, I thought that there was going to be more dances because there's 40 episodes, but you have to remember some are 2-part episodes, and then there was that entire thing about like them not being on there for like an episode, and I didn't include that because again I was trying to do like the dances with the original girls in Kendall and stuff like that. So I think that I got everything. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments, but let me know what you guys think of my list. How would you rank it yourself, and let's kind of continue that conversation there. But I thought this was really fun to do. I've done it for seasons 1 and 2. I'm going to do it for every season with the group dance. I'm going to do the solos, the duets, the trios, and stuff like that as well. I've done a bunch of videos on Dancemoms. I've ranked all the seasons of it. I have also shared some of like my favorite moments. I've done compilation stuff. I gave my favorite solos for each original girl and Kalani and Kendall and much more. So I'll link it below and at the end of this video. Free Palestine. This is something that we must educate ourselves on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one.